Hey, good morning. Welcome to another move sesh. How are you this morning? Camera seems very fuzzy. I don't know why. All right, we are ready to go. Oh, it's a chilly, not chilly, it's a cool, nice cool morning this morning. Kind of loving it. Changed my tune in a few months when it's freezing and I'm like, it's so cold in here. It's funny when I look through my videos, like my workout videos, and see, me in tights and a shorts, like a t-shirt or with a sweatshirt on, and I think, I can't even imagine that, right? And then in the summer or in the winter, seeing myself in the videos where I'm dying and like sweating up a storm. But anyway, welcome to another move sesh. Quick reminder as we get started that we are warming up, and to take the warm up, in fact, take the entire move session at your own pace. Don't compare yourself. Don't compare yourself to me. Don't compare yourself to an image in your mind of what you should be right now that you're maybe not. Maybe an older version of yourself, or an ideal that you're trying to achieve. Like, don't compare yourself. Just be in the moment today. Observe and kind of notice how your body feels, how you are feeling, what thoughts and feelings are kind of passing through your mind. But detach from them, right? Like, I keep thinking about this concept that I heard on a podcast, I think, a podcast about sort of removing yourself, detaching from yourself and observing from, the outside as though you're looking at someone else. In fact, I watched a video with a panel of folks who had done the Grand Slam, they call it, of 200, which is 4 200-mile plus races in 1 year. And one of the things that the one guy talked about was how when he started to play this game with himself, where he was talking to as though his body belonged to someone else. So like if his foot hurt, he'd be like, I feel really bad for that person with the sore foot. Like he separated the two entities, right? And it's like, sometimes I think if we can learn to do that with ourselves, man, the things we can accomplish, because how free are we with advice when we're offering it up to other people? Like we have a solution for everything when it's somebody else's problem. But when it's our own, our feelings get in the way, right? Our own emotions. And so if you can somehow, look at yourself as though you're someone else, not yourself, you can probably help yourself a lot more, right? And so, as you're going through the warm-up and you're like noticing, my back and hips are a little stiff this morning. My legs are, I was tired this morning too, you guys. Oh my gosh, just sitting on the couch prior to coming in here and just thinking, man, if I didn't have this move session to do, I would have gladly had a nap. But anyway, here I am. That's why it's good to have accountability. So, on that note, maybe let me know that you're joining me, not necessarily during the workout. I'm gonna add a hop, noticing my feet are a little tight this morning. Maybe not during the workout, you're not gonna let me know that, maybe after the workout, let me know that you did it. Use me for accountability. I know Betty and Darcy are here live with me most days. So, they expect me, I expect them. Become part of that group that's expected. My one foot is feeling, it's one of the reasons I'm trying to do more stuff in sock feet, shoeless feet, to recognize what's happening with my feet. Anyway, I've talked about the last couple of workouts. It's working on strengthening the feet, re-strengthening the feet. I felt myself go backwards into that stand. Use me for accountability. Use us for accountability. If we expect you to be here, if we know you're coming, somebody's going to notice that you're not here. right? Betty and Darcy usually message me when they're not going to be here because they know that they're expected, right? So that's powerful. Like, if you guys weren't expecting me this morning, and it was up to me, I probably would have procrastinated and done my workout later because I wanted to go to sleep on my couch. And I don't know about you guys, but when I procrastinate things to later, sometimes later ends up equating to tomorrow, which equates to not happening, right? And so, and I don't know what I'm rambling about, but the long and short is, we're doing a little warm-up right now. Give yourself grace. The key win that you always want to recognize and celebrate is that you came, that you showed up, that you came in the first place, right? Like, you showed up for yourself, and whether that looks like a great day or whether it's like, it was just a grind and a slog today, it's irrelevant because you did it. We attach too much sometimes to, the quality of what we do instead of, it got done. And the more days or instances you can string together where you did it versus not doing it, even if it was ugly and imperfect and flawed, you're gonna move forward. If you only ever execute when you feel good and it looks good, probably not going to get too far. Even though you could look at yourself and go, "Hey, I have a perfect record," right? Every time I worked out, it was fantastic. But I only worked out 6 times last year. But all those 6 times are great. Whereas, maybe you worked out 48 times. 6 times were great, and the other 42 were like a hot mess. But how much further ahead are you for just showing up and doing it, right? So, anyway, that's my diatribe today for you. Understanding that half the diatribe is for me, not just you. Usually when I'm talking to you, I'm actually talking to myself. Trying to work myself through some of these things, right? So, recognizing that, one of my flaws or weaknesses is my emotional side. I am an emotional person, my husband is not, a couple of my kids are not, a couple of my kids are. Probably makes me more empathetic and sensitive to others, but it also, inhibits me sometimes from doing things. And other people, maybe you're somebody who isn't so attached to the emotions. Well, I long to be like you. I will tell you that. And, it's funny, when my kids go through things, I was thinking about this. As I don't know if it's because I'm a mom, or if it's because I am an more emotional person. I feel the emotions like it's my problem, like when they go through a struggle, something goes awry in their life, like, my kids haven't dated a lot, but you remember a couple of times where things happened socially, and it's like, man, I feel it like it's happening to me. Sometimes maybe deeper than they do. And my husband just sort of, he's compassionate and he's empathetic, but it's not his problem, right? I do. I wish I could be more like that, but I guess, different. We're all different here on this planet and in this lifetime, and we need all types of personalities and to make the world go round. So that is, for better or worse, that is my flaw, probably my strength in some situations, weakness in others. 3 weeks 200, and I am really excited. It's quite interesting to me because I was thinking last year when I was approaching the Bigfoot 200, it was literally like nothing but unknown for me. Like I just didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't know. It was so, and unknown to me is very scary. And there was nothing but really, I don't think I was really looking forward to it last year. I was scared and curious, but mostly scared. And can't think of the word I'm looking for, but okay, we are going to start with a couple of back exercises. So we're going to alternate between rows, so two-handed rows, and alternating rows, I think is what we're going to do. I'm going to bring both sets of weights over here in case I'm not as strong as I think I am, which is quite possible. We're going to alternate also the positioning of the rows. So we're going to do palms facing backwards for the first one. We're going to pull and down. And the other one we're going to do what's called gorilla rows. So we're going to alternate with our thumbs facing forward versus knuckles facing forward. I'm tired today. You know, I had a great workout yesterday. Oh, I had a fantastic workout yesterday. I actually did a really heavy session after finishing with you guys, and I had a really good run this morning, and I am tired. I think I told you guys yesterday I didn't get a lot of sleep 2 nights ago on account of my son's baseball tryout, which, okay, so you're going to pull and squeeze. Squeeze the back. Make sure that butt is cocked, chest is out. Feeling a nice stretch in the hamstrings as we do this. A couple more reps. That's it. Okay, now you're going to turn your weights this way and take a 15-second longer rest in between. Next one, I'm going to turn that fan on. It was nice and chilly in here, and now it's feeling stagnant here. Okay, so alternating this time. You can also use weight plates for this set. But the key is don't round your lower back. I'm so ready for some cool air. All right. I really want to go to my lighter weights, but I'm going to try again with the heavy. So I started to pack yesterday, which is why I'm kind of thinking about my race. 3 weeks today, I'll be on day 2. I heard somebody say in a podcast I was listening to, or a YouTube video, said I'm really good on day 3, but I have to get through day 1 and 2 to get to day 3. And I'm like, oh man, I can so relate to that. I feel like that's me. I'm good once I'm in the thick of it, but getting to that point is the hard point. I do not like the first couple of days. I do not like the first, probably the second day is the hardest, because of your emotions. It all like tends to wrap back to your emotions. You start to think, oh man, this is how I feel. How am I going to do 2 more days feeling like this, right? I'm getting better at playing these games with myself, where I'm like, you know what? You don't have to worry about the next 2 days. You just have to worry about this day. Just get through this day. In fact, just get through, get to the next station. Get to the next aid station. Just focus on this section. I I found I did that really well last year at Bigfoot. I was able to really, really focus on, I'm gonna try the lighter weights for the next round, and then I'm gonna go back to these for the last round. See, this is what I'm saying. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Because I'm projecting, how am I gonna get through 2 more rounds? Well, you don't have to. You just have to get through this round, the round that you're doing right now. Okay, so this is the practice mentality that we want to adopt, is stop projecting how you're feeling now into the future, right? Because what we do is we conserve. That's not a bad thing per se, but sometimes we conserve so much that we sell ourselves short. See, I got one more. I got through it. Now I know I can get through the last one because I only got one left. It's always the middle sections that we have that doubt that creeps in, that we question ourselves and we have to adapt. No, it's not time to adapt. That was a win. Anyway, at Bigfoot, I found I've never been able to do this well. I've always been so consumed with exactly what just happened, completing the task instead of breaking the task into chunks. One set at a time, one rep at a time, one lift at a time. And Bigfoot, I don't know how I did it, but I really got good at focusing on that day. Like, there was 4 days to think about. And I got really good at just looking at not just that day, but that section that I was doing. Whether it was like a 12 mile, 15 mile, 17 mile, 19 mile section. That's all I worried about. And then you get to the next section and you deal with that then. And hard rock, I feel like I did a good job too, because what happens when you do that is the big, all of a sudden you've been so focused on one section at a time, and then you sort of glance and you're like, you've done all of this stuff, and you're like, wow, I only have 2 sections left. And it was really frustrating at Hard Rock because I had gotten through, I knew going in to the section where I timed out, I knew that was most likely going to happen, but I kept thinking in my head, but if I could get through this section, I only have 2 sections left. Even though each of those sections was probably going to be a 5 or 6 hour section, but when it's so mental, you guys. The games that we play are so mental. Like, I knew I can focus on just getting through this section, and then I just got to do this section. And I remember at Bigfoot, all the memories are coming up in my social media right now, so it's kind of fun. I remember getting to Owens Creek Aid Station, which was, oh my God, that was one of the longest sections feeling-wise. It was supposed to be a cruise to that section. It was supposed to be like a relatively easy, it's not easy. That's when I fell on my face. That picture came up the other day with my cut down I literally face planted in sticks. It was awful. And like sticks in my eyes, which was really scary. Yeah. Anyway, eye stuff creeps me up. Anyway, I can't remember what the name of the section before that was, but you finished that, and when you got to that last one, it's like you're just going to cruise to Owens Creek. Well, he was not cruising. It was flat-ish, but it was like mangled grass, rutted. Like, I couldn't get any kind of rhythm, and my feet hurt so bad. Every foot, and because it was so unstable, like your foot would kind of like do this with every footstep, which would just kind of rub and like agitate every abrasion on my feet. It was awful. Okay, so next up we're going to do presses, and we're going to do tricep extensions. That is what we're going to do. I'm going to stick with the kettlebells today. Anyway, it was the longest section. I was like, I just wanted to be, but I knew once I finished that section, I was going to cruise down the road to the finish. And the cruise down the road was literally an entire half marathon, most of it on the road. I think we had 5K down this hill, this gravel hill, which again was so excruciating on my feet. I hated that hill, it was horrible. And then we got to the road. I hated the road too, because after being on trail for 4 days and then you hit concrete asphalt, you feel that, like you feel that nonsense. Oh, I'm feeling these right now. Anyway, my point was, I'm making it sound so awful. My point was in my head, I'm like, all right, this section, once I get through this section, I have one more section and then I'm done. And to be able to just sort of kind of tick them off that way mentally was very like rewarding. So keeping those elbows hugging your head, squeezing where your ears are. So you really want to feel that in the tricep, just the back of your arm. Pulling in your core, locking your knees. So don't give your body any kind of instability to contend with. Last one. Okay. Dang, I'm feeling this today. Oh my goodness. You know, I did bench press yesterday. I did really heavy bench press. That could be why my upper body is just fatigued today. So pressing up. This is the second last adventure of my season. I do have a retreat in October, totally watching the clock, in Tremblant, which will be a hiking retreat, which will be kind of a celebration in my mind of the season and all that I was able to personally accomplish this year and experience, and also, you know, through the eyes of bringing people along. Like the most powerful thing is, for me, is, you know, bringing people along with me to sort of get a little bit of a taste of what I love to experience, you know, giving that, sharing that with other people, and then seeing how good they feel about themselves. Oh my God, when they accomplish things, they're like, I didn't think I could do that. That gives me so much joy and so much satisfaction. And so I look forward to kind of rounding out the season that way. And then it's what I call Disney season. Basically it's, you know, I have my dirtbag season and I have my Disney season. Dirtbag season is like trips that involve, you know, not living simply out of a hotel room, you know, eating tuna packets and, you know, being a dirtbag basically. One more. I was going to give up, but one more. Okay. You know, exploring the mountains, exploring, you know, places by foot, you know, different kind of adventure and feeling. And Disney season is like luxe vacations. Like I have a cruise in November. I have 3 Disney trips to look forward to. I have a trip in November with my mom and my sisters, so that's a annual girls trip that we do. Oh my gosh, and this year, my sisters are bringing their daughters. So my mom will have her 3 daughters. I'm bringing my daughter, and my sisters are each bringing their daughters. We got one more of each of those. We got this, you guys, we got this. So that's fun. And then we're doing a family trip in December as our Christmas. We tried that last year. We decided to omit gifts in my family So we didn't buy for each other. I still did. We still had stockings. This year I think we'll eliminate those two unless we come up with a really tiny budget. It's definitely not more economical to go on vacation than to buy gifts, but it's more enjoyable. Like, I don't find myself stressing through the season trying to find gifts for everybody. You know, I just enjoy the season, and then we go on a trip, and the memories. You know, we're kind of at that point in my family where it's becoming harder and harder to do trips where we're all on the trips. It's just kind of like a nice, and it probably won't last super long really in life because my kids are going to have families at some point eventually. So while it's feasible and doable, I love the idea of a family trip. And we debated we were going to go somewhere else. We were talking about California, but we decided to go to Disney. To settle for going to Disney. And then of course I had my March trip. Holy moly, like, it's almost, how are we almost done already? Okay, well, I guess we're doing, is my watch wrong? Like, it's almost 10 o'clock already. We did back, we did upper, so we're gonna do core now. I'm trying to remember, I had a core exercise for us, but I don't remember what it was. Yeah, no, I don't remember. I do not remember. Totally blanking right now. But anyway, we're gonna do one more round like that. And I will come up with it. Just give me a moment. Okay, so we're gonna do marches, which we did yesterday. We're gonna hold one weight up and march, and then we're gonna switch sides. This could be interesting. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to hold. You know what? I'm gonna give this a try, but I don't see this going very well with this heavy of a weight. But we are going to try. So we're gonna press up and march. So go with a weight that is comfortable for you. You're going to feel this hopefully in your core. I don't know how many steps you're going to get through this weight, but we'll take it one at a time, right? That's our strategy. You want to make sure it's good form. You have good form, you're not falling over. Like I kind of was there for a second. Okay, 5. I guess my sets were longer. Way this time. Yesterday we did suitcase style, so we had the weight down. Today we're holding it up. Okay. Concentrating. Whew, that's a good one. Can't talk on this one. Really. I'm gonna keep that spine straight. One more per side, you guys. I think we got this. I'm feeling my arms. I'm feeling my upper body. Oh, I gotta get this sucker up here. Almost there. 5 seconds. Whew. So I'm super, this is where I was going with what I was talking about with regards to my seasons, how I have 2 more little adventures. So I have my one adventure of my own, my 200 mile, which I'm actually really looking forward to, really excited to work through that, and also to be in the mountains and experience some epic views. And anyways, I'm really excited about that. And then I'm looking forward to celebrating the season, you know, with my retreat. And then I'm also really looking forward to the completion of, you know, my endurance dirt bag season and hitting it hard in here. Really hitting it hard and getting wicked strong this off season, and build on what I built over the last year. You know, it's been since January 8th, no alcohol. So super proud of that. We're gonna make it through a year and beyond with that. So super proud and excited about that, and just so many strides forward this year. So anyway, blah, blah, blah. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow. Have an awesome day.